Metacognition. Metacognition means cognition about cognition, thinking about thinking, knowing about knowing. In other terms, it is knowledge about our own thinking processes, knowledge and learning. The Greek prefix meta of the word metacognition means beyond, because the term is used to refer to higher level thinking skills. Learning is more than memorizing. It involves understanding. By understanding, we are able to use and transfer knowledge, skills, and ideas. Through metacognition, we regulate our thinking to achieve our learning goals. Psychology has established that when we learn, we combine and integrate three types of knowledge. And metacognition is the intellectual process that directs, supervises, and regulates them. A diagram with the types of knowledge and its meaning is presented below.
Okay, guys, so metacognition is basically understanding how we understand. So that's why it's called meta. Meta means something that is inside the same word. So when we say meta literature, that means a literature talking about literature. So it's like a relationship between the same words. So we can understand how Andrea learns. So we are learning how Andrea learns. So that means that we have a meta learning. We are meta learning. That means that we are learning how Andrea understands the things. So in psychology, metacognition is basically the way we understand how people analyze, how people understands the concepts of different things or the conceptions. So for example, if I want to study Nadia's cognition, I need to make some tests, and with that test, I will be able to understand how Nadia thinks. So I'm making an effort to understand the understanding of Nadia. It's a game of words, but it's basically that. It's learning how we learn, okay? We have different types of knowledge, and this is important. We have different types of knowledge. Number one, declarative knowledge. Can you read it, please, Hazy? Or you have noise over there? You have noise? No, okay, you can read.
Declarative knowledge, information about oneself, knowing what to do. How do I learn? What factors affect my learning and memory? What skills, strategies, and resources are needed? And which one do I own to perform certain tasks?
Next one, please, Hazy.
Okay. Procedimental knowledge, knowing how to use procedures and learning strategies. It is demonstrated when a task is performed. Next one. Okay. And self-regulatory knowledge, knowing how to manage one's learning, knowing how, when, and why use declarative and procedimental knowledge.
Okay, so metacognitions, guy. Metacognition divides in three types of knowledge, or what metacognition studies are three types of knowledge, involves three types of knowledge. Remember, metacognition studies a type of knowledge. When we apply the metacognition, we have to know the three types of knowledge that we have. The declarative knowledge is the type of knowledge that explains how do we learn. Easy as that. How do we learn? What strategies, for example? If I want to know how Andrea learns, I need to know if she is good with visual images, if she remembers everything that she sees, or maybe everything that she listens, or maybe everything that she reads, or in another case, everything that she writes. So declarative knowledge will be the way you learn. For example, my way to learn is when I'm reading. When I read, I remember what I read. But maybe Nadia is not like that. Maybe Nadia have to repeat in her mind everything that she is reading for her to learn. So declarative knowledge, guys, is the skills, are all the skills that you need and that you have to learn. So when we apply the metacognition, we have a type of knowledge that is based on the studying of strategies, skills that you have to learn. Now, I'm gonna put an example for you to know better. I want to study in a metacognitive way, Marcela. First of all, I have to make a test to Marcela, what things she likes to do while she is studying. So I'm gonna ask to Marcela, Marcela, what things do you make when you're studying? That you
When
think
I
that
am
you concentrate with doing that things?
when I'm studying,
Yes?
first I read all the content, then I write it, and then I take the most important things that I find.
Okay, so Marcela, in a declarative knowledge, the strategy that Marcela applies is that she writes and also she make resume. And when you are making a resume or a summary, that means that you are rereading and you are analyzing what you are reading. So that's a type of knowledge. A declarative knowledge is a way or a strategy that a person uses to learn. Number two, procedimental knowledge. Well, procedimental knowledge is how you perform a task, how you do something. Marcela explained it. Marcela explained, well, first of all, mister, I read. Then I what? Write. And then I resume. So that are the three steps. I think that the other ladies get off or no. Oh no, they're is that like the energy goes as few minutes ago? So the procedimental knowledge, guys, is basically the procedure that takes to develop a task. You know what is a task, right? A job or a work. And the last one, self-regulatory knowledge. Well, that is when you learn, guys, how to control somebody's learning. Teachers must have a self-regulatory knowledge. I have to make different ways for different types of students. For example, people that are good with drawing, and nowadays education asks us for us to draw. Why? Because maybe people can develop abilities and also learn. Why do you think that the little kids, they start coloring images of different type of words and they do not put them to read? Because their skills are not that. Their skills are visual skills still. So the self-regulatory knowledge means the way, guys, that we're gonna manage the knowledge of somebody else. The way we're gonna manage the knowledge of somebody else. These three concepts, guys, will be inside of metacognition, of the metacognition. Let's go to the next page, in page 74. In page 74, the exercise says, describe the relationship between metacognition and the types of knowledge: declarative, procedimental, and self-regulatory. Okay, remember that the relationship between metacognition and these types of knowledge are that the metacognition is the way we understand others learning, others people learning. And the types of knowledge are how they learn. So the relation is basically how people learns their strategies, the procedures, and also how we manage that knowledge. Okay? That are like the relationships in a summary. So you can put the relationship between metacognition and the different types of knowledge is that the metacognition describes describes by the knowledge the different ways to learn. That can be one of the possible answers. You can put in your own words. You finished? No? Already? Yes? Okay. So we're going to continue with conceptual foundations of metacognition. Since the beginnings, guys, the psychologists start talking about this concept, metacognition. Metacognition, in another words, if you don't understand it clear, is how you process your steps to achieve a decision. For example, I'm gonna put in an example. If Andrea have a problem, Andrea has a problem. Andrea needs to know what happens if she doesn't do a homework of Mr. Ruiz. She had never failed a homework of Mr. Ruiz, but she wants to know. So what Andrea needs to do, she will start thinking about her possible answer about that reaction that she will make. So metacognition is thinking about how the process will be effectuated. Another example, Nadia will make a math problem. Before Nadia making that math problem, she must know the procedure of that problem. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so Nadia will start thinking. Nadia will start thinking and she will be trying to gain a way to solve that problem. If you have a quadratic formula, obviously the way to solve a quadratic formula is replacing the values of the letters that you have, the variables. That's the way to solve a quadratic formula. So Nadia will start thinking, okay, my way to solve this problem is to apply the quadratic formula by using the values of A, B, and C. So what does that mean? That Nadia start thinking about how to think a process. So that is metacognition. How to develop a process in action, but also in your mind. That is the way that metacognition works. So you say, well, what will happen if I make this? Well, you are thinking on what will happen if you make something, but you are thinking twice. You're thinking on doing something, and also you're thinking on what will happen if you do that. So you are using metacognition. Metacognition will be all the things that you think that are related with the strategies to solve problems, choices also. So as the example as I put, Nadia have to decide how to solve a problem. So she is using the metacognition. She is trying to solve the problem by using her mind in a problem. Do you understand the concept or still is not clear? Or you have doubts about it? Huh? If you have doubts, you may ask. Because this is a concept that is kind of different as all of psychology. Do you understand it or no? Yes or no? Okay, Andrea, do you think that sometimes when we are solving a math problem, we can know how to solve it, but our mind works in another way. Our mind, what is the first thing that we do in a multiplication? We start remembering what?
table.
The table. We start making the mathematical table. That's basic. So your mind will start working that way. So obviously, Andrea knows that the only way to answer that is remembering the table. That's the only way. So what she is doing, she's using metacognition. She says, oh, the only way to solve this problem is using this process. So your mind will process the information that way, remembering that you have to go to another part of your knowledge to solve the problem. So metacognition is the ability to make mental processes. That's clearest. The ability to make mental processes. That is metacognition in a resume. The ability to make mental processes. Well, so in evaluation number 18, in the next page, I already tried to explain you with different types of examples and also answers metacognition. So define metacognition in your own words. Define metacognition. Remember, ability to make mental processes, ability to choose strategies to solve problems, ability to understand different processes that happens in your mind. All that can be inside the term of metacognition. Do you have a question, Marcela? No? No, okay. Junior, are you working, Junior? No, he's not here. You finished? No? Okay. Now, we're going to continue with the relevant elements of metacognitive process in the same page, 75. We have elements, guys. When we are thinking and making mental processes, we have two elements that are really important. Metacognitive elements. What does means metacognitive knowledge? Well, Andrea, when she is solving a mathematical problem, she must remember the knowledge that she has from other grades. For making a multiplication, she must say, oh yes, I know how to multiply because I already remember the table. So what does that mean? That she is reminding the things that she already learned. So what's that metacognitive knowledge means? Is the ability that you have to know if you know something. To know if, for example, if I ask Nadia, what is a choice strategy? Instantly, Nadia, you know the answer, yes or no, Nadia? What is a choice strategy?
The first thing that I remember what a mister explained in the last class.
Okay.
Of heuristic.
What Nadia did right now, that is called metacognitive knowledge, that she, in seconds, right? She gets into her mind and start remembering if she had that code in her mind. So what's that psychology explains? That metacognitive knowledge is basically when we remember something that we learned. Nadia instantly. But if I ask Nadia, Nadia, do you know about Schumann? Who is Schumann? Zero or no or yes?
No, it's the only thing that it comes because I like think that it have to be of literature.
No.
Something related or no?
Well, art is of art, yes. But look at Nadia, in this case, she was not that sure about her answer because she, in that second of time, her mind starts like, where is the answer? Where is the answer? Where is the answer? I have to answer the miss. No, maybe it's this one, but isn't. So that is metacognitive knowledge, like the process of the mind, of your own mind, that starts like looking in Google, for example, right? Let's put it that way, that your mind start looking in Google, no found result when you don't know something. So that is metacognitive knowledge. To try or by a mental process to understand if you have the answer of something or not. Is that clear or not? Yes. Okay, next one. Cognition regulation. I'm gonna put another example. Imagine that Andrea is lifting Janice because Janice is small. Imagine that Janice wants to pick up something from the air conditioner and Andrea is lifting her up. Andrea, first of all, she must recognize if she has the force to lift up Janice. But if I put Andrea to lift up Axel, do you think that she can? No, maybe not. Maybe her force is not that way. So she will say immediately, no, come on, mister, how can I lift Axel? I can't. So what does that mean? That we have a regulator in our mind that make us to choose the best option and to make the things with the best way, in the best way. Example, if Marcela says, well, I can do this math problem faster, but if I do it fast, possibly I'm gonna get it wrong. So she regulates her knowledge. She knows that she can solve, but she knows that it's better to solve slower than she's pretending to, but her mind talk with her. As we put it like an image. Mind that you have here a little Marcela that is talking with Marcela and says, Marcela, if you don't faster your exam, you're gonna have not the good grade, you're gonna have bad grades. Okay, you're gonna say Marcela, right? Marcela is gonna say, okay. So it's better to do it slow. I'm gonna do it slow. So what is Marcela doing? Marcela is regulating her knowledge. She knows, yes, but she wants to regulate how to do it to have the best benefit. Andrea, I'm gonna put another example for you to understand. Imagine that Andrea will make an exposition. Andrea already knows about the topic, but she says, it's better for me to study more, for me to have more things to say. So what she is doing, she is regulating her knowledge. Regulating means to balance your knowledge in order to achieve a goal. In order to achieve a goal. Is this clear or isn't clear still? Is clear? Yes. Okay. Well, with this part, we have three activities that conform the regulation process. And with this, we're going to finish the class with this. Planning, check, and evaluation. That's what I'm telling you. Andrea, first of all, to leave Janice, she must plan. She must aware. Janice, you're going to stand up in this chair, and I'm going to stand up in this one, and then I'm going to lift. Then Andrea will check. It's risk to stand up both in the same chair. So we're going to do it in two chairs, different chairs. And the last one, she will say, yes, that's the best way. She evaluates. So that's the way the regulation process works. So guys, basically, you don't gonna have homework. You don't gonna have homework of psychology. You just have to send me the images of the activities, the two activities that we made right now. And that's it. that we make right now. I'm gonna put the code in the WhatsApp chat, okay? For you to send it to me. That's it. Okay, guys, bye. Take care.
Bye and thanks.
Bye, bye. Bye, guys.